Alright, I'm not entirely sure what's happening, but we'll see. Alright. So I'm not. Hey, we are indeed live. Can't see if anybody's on. Like, this is a weird little contraption. I don't know if it's working or not, but we shall see. Can't see if anybody's on. Oh, we'll see. I'm trying to use this from a completely different platform, so it's a bit of trial and error on this today. So let's just see how it goes. Yeah, so we will see. We will see. I guess I'm not entirely sure what the crack is, but we'll go. All right, guys. So it has occurred to me that like I said, I don't actually know if anybody's watching. So I'm using Restream today to stream on this platform. And I don't really know how it works, to be entirely honest. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find where the messages are, so I'm going to try. Let's see if we can find the messages. Now we'll be started and ready to go. Don't know. We shall see. Hey guys. So yeah. Anyway, we'll get cracking. I apologize if you're watching and I can't see any comments. So if you're sending me a message, I do apologize. I haven't quite figured this out yet. Anyway, what I thought we would do today is just a little bit of a catch up again, see how things have been going, see how the week has been, and yeah, we can take it from there. All right, so we've got also it occurred to me that you guys don't actually know where I coach, so I thought I'd share this. This is my quote. This is where we work, and it's quite nice, as you can see. It's nice when the sun comes up. That's Danielle touching there. It's just speaking sometime at the end of the spring, I think. The next rainbow comes up. That's nice. This is where we work. This is really. I'm delighted. I hope she enjoys them. Hope she enjoys this swimming lessons. Is that in BRA? And there's Lottie. Hi, Lottie. So this is Lauren. This is where we do our work. Like I said, it's a bit of crack down there. Like, it's nice when the sun comes up and you get the sun on the full. It's pretty good. Yeah. So that's where we're at in a minute. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing, really, to be honest. I'm just messing around a little bit. So, the other thing is that just at the end of last week, a nice little night out with Louise, and we managed to have a night out ourselves for a change, which is nice. The kids got minded, and yeah, we were able to get dressed up. So a little let me see this one. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we clean up not too bad, like bit of a penguin suit going on there, but it's thanks. it was nice. It was nice to get away and do something a little bit different. I've never been in City Hall before, so that was quite the experience. Um, and I was a group of the winning people, so I was very lucky, I guess. I'm lucky. I don't know whether lucky is the right word or not. To pick up one of the awards at the dinners, at the awards ceremony. It was nice. You know, that's not why we do it. It's not any at all why we take part in these things. But it's nice that the club gets a little bit of recognition for the work that they've done. It's nice that we're able to, um, well, just have a night out. I guess that's bottom line. Nice to have a night out. This is me in the back here with the nice beard, apparently. The photographer said, "Nice beard, guy." I was like, "Thanks very much." So yeah, senior coach of the year is nice. It's a little bit of a shout out to the club and the guys in the squad that trust me with their training. You know, so it's yeah, it was nice. So it's good. Yeah. Anyway, this week we're back into proper training again. I'm going to say there's been no disruptions this week. Hi Gary. So it's been back to normal, back to basics, back to just what we want to do, get the training done, get the sessions back in again. So it's just been quite normal, you know. Competition at the end of the week for the younger ones. And the guys that haven't qualified for Limerick or Dublin just yet in the summer had an opportunity to race in Bangor at the weekend, and yeah, they did a good job. You know, last year I think I know we had 7 qualified for Limerick last year. It's the under 14s or 14 unders, and this year 3 of them have aged up, so they're heading to Dublin, and we've managed to increase our numbers up to 9. Hopefully there'll be another one next weekend. We get 10. So it's a net gain of about 4 or 5, which is always nice. And then we had 2, I think, new qualifiers for Dublin as well. So I think we're looking at about 33 across the 2 meets. About 33 people have qualified for the 2 things. So that's encouraging. Encouraging signs. We keep trying to just be a little bit better this year than we were last year. So the week was pretty standard. I'm going to show you. Let's see if we can share this. Like I said, I'm working on Restream this week instead of TikTok Studio, so it's not quite as well. I'm just not used to it. I mean, it's not quite anything new. I'm just not used to it. So this is Danielle's vision plan for our loading plan for the week. All right, so it's yeah, I think it's working okay. So yeah, this is as you can see, last week it's back to work. So we had the way it's worked today in the last 2 weeks. We had a deload week, which is maintaining certain amount of volume. It was impacted by Barcelona and Kenny, and then back to a little bit of work last week. Now we had no session on Sunday because the pool being, well, not the pool, the competition was on, so we couldn't get in. Hi Kitty. And then we had no competition or no training last Monday, like I said last week. No training last Monday because it was the bank holiday and the school wasn't just quite ready to let us in. So volume was hit a little bit, but we've got back to normal service now. This is from yesterday, so we had a double session yesterday. So the morning was relatively easy, and the afternoon a little bit harder. So the trim score, the training impact score on the, where is it? It's over here. training impact score um, is the morning's quite low, 66. In the afternoon, it's 106. So what the afternoon session was a significantly harder session. But if you look at the aerobic training effect below that, which is there, you can see the morning was really a holding pattern for us. It's an easier session. We covered about 8.5K yesterday, but the morning was a minor improvement, very very low intensity. We finished the session with 825s on 30 best effort. It's a little bit tougher yesterday morning to get those done at the intensity we have been at, but it's okay. In the afternoon, as you can see, that we were improving aerobic capacity, the training effectiveness improvement, and what we've interesting. So what we've got there is we changed it this week. Normally we go 10 threes. This week we changed it down just as we get towards the back end of the season. We changed it down to 10 twos instead of 10 threes. It was backstroke on 3 minutes, 2:58. I remember. And it's the same on the 3. So smooth, strong, fast, smooth, strong, fast. And then 30 seconds rest before the 10th one. And on the 10th one, it's just go. See what you can do. On the 10th one, Dave got down to 220, 223, which is decent, 223. So we happy enough, improving our aerobic capacity. You can see the volume for the week was 26, rolling 7-day volume, 26.5. But there's 2 sessions missing from that, so it would have been like 35-ish in a normal week. Not too bad. Resting heart rate for today hasn't been logged yet because it gets logged night, so it's a day behind. And the heart rate zones, you can see it's heavily weighted towards the bottom aerobic end. There is a little bit of an increase in that top end stuff, which is what we'd expect. The training load, daily load, obviously that's only from Monday, so it's just yesterday. There's nothing to show there. I find this quite interesting. So her acute to chronic work rest ratio is perfect. It sits in the right place. The rolling average sits in the right place, but the exponentially weighted mean average is quite excessively high. Now, when one of the 3 dials goes excessively high, I think it's just because we've had a change of input. So there was training this week, whereas the week before it was racing. So there's a change in the training input. I'm not particularly worried about one of them being off. If 3 or 4 of them are in the red, then I would be a slight concern. But as we said in a minute, there's only one of them in there, so I'm not particularly bothered by that. The recovery, 85% recovered yesterday evening, was quite hard. So, and then we went this morning again. So in actual fact, it's probably a lot less recovered than that at the minute. And a readiness to train. This is in this side. Readiness to train, not readiness to race. And I've heard people misrepresent some of the stuff that I talk about. When I'm talking about it, I'll talk about this readiness to train. To be as ready to turn up to train. I wouldn't expect her to be ready to race at top end anytime in the next 2 or 3 weeks, to be honest. The bit below this is her wellness, which you can see her fatigue is reasonably consistent. Her sleep is probably very consistent. Her nutrition scores are really quite good. You can see where the food ends. And then with fatigue, more fatigue. Stress levels are really quite good. Not particularly stressed as we go through this, which is nice. That's what we want, really. And remember, the image is probably pretty good in that too. So that's generally where we sit. If you look at this little table at the bottom, as you can see, it's trending more towards the green than the red. Nutrition and soreness, only two that would cause a little bit of concern. Nutrition score is it's after a weekend. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Um, so I'm not particularly worried about the nutrition. The nutrition score is yesterday's nutrition score, and it's like I said, it's affected by the weekend and maybe having a Chinese on Saturday or something like that. Nothing particularly stressful. The soreness is just back in the gym. So the minute the plan is that we've got our 4 sessions a week. There's 3 gym sessions a week, and there's 3 bike. And I don't think it's unrealistic and unreasonable to expect me to figure it out a bit. It takes off the top of that. I don't think that is being a major problem. And then this is a recommendation today. We had a 90-minute session recommending that I go at about a 6, 5.5, 6 in terms of the rate of exertion. And that's probably where we pitched that this morning. We went normal warm-up. We ran a few rounds of HVOs, and our main set was 8 50s on 2.5 best effort. So quite intense. We did backstroke at 29:30 for the second half of the set. Reasonably tough after a good day yesterday. Tomorrow morning is an easier paddle, and then on tomorrow night, we have lactic tolerance. So tomorrow night, I'm not imagining that anybody's going to enjoy themselves too much, other than me, obviously. And then we have Kick Club on Thursday. Thursday Kick Club is the first Thursday of the month. So what we've got on Thursday is a Time 400 kick, and that is entry requirement to get into Kick Club. The way it is, and it's just a bit crap, really, to be honest. We kick every Thursday, and the first Thursday of every month we go a timed. We go a timed. Time was that? And it's a 400. And entry into the club's Kick Club is entry level is 8 minutes. You have to be able to kick it in under 8 minutes. Just get through the door. And we have, like I said, it's a bit of crack, really. We don't actually get anything. We don't have enough money to give them anything. So that's a little unfortunate for them, but that's what we have at the minute. And then in here, let me see. This is the weekly report. They get sent this. So there's nothing on it because it's the start of a week. There's not a lot in there at all. That's her heart rate zones from yesterday, and her backstrokes from the last 7 days. And welcome. So, as in, TikTok does this thing every time where it tells me that I have to get like a truckload of likes, and I think I've got a significant number, and I must be going nuts on the like button. But if you can like this and share it, and it helps me out a bit. It helps me out a lot of share. It puts me on the For You page, I think. We'll just try and put that out to see if we can. Start a bit of a conversation. All right. This is that last little graph. At the end of this little graph, you can see that the tick up is right before she rested Maya Nostrum. So not quite fully rested. The aim is to get into the yellow to be fully rested. So not rested, just a little bit of a downward. And so decent. You see, that's nothing you guys haven't seen before. So it's nothing, no secrets in there. There's nothing you haven't seen. Before. And just let me see. This is season plan. If it's worked, this is the season plan. I don't know if it's working or not. I'm here and trying it. Let's see. Oh, here we are. There we go. Now This is the season plan. Sorry, hiccups. And what we're in at the minute is this back end here. Um, this is the 3rd of June, so we're on week number 22 of 2025, and we're in week number 7 of this little mesocycle, macrocycle. It's the 3rd macrocycle of the year. Week number 7 puts us on week 2 of puts us on week 2 of the mesocycle. Okay, so we work in 3 weeks off. You can see there's 3 weeks of work, 1 week of time, 3 weeks of work, 1 week of recovery. The 3 yellow bars, they're in the middle one of them. So sort of, let's see, where are we? Sort of here, I think, over there. And that's where we are at the minute. There's 8 sessions this week. 6 of them are low-level aerobic, 6 sets are low-level aerobic. We get 3 sort of lactate tolerance sessions, 1 lactate production set. The yellow bars there, we got 3 speed sets. It's not sessions, it's sets. So it's like I talked last week about how we put our sets together in the week and how we try to make things marry up as we go along. Which I'm just remembering, I forgot to put those little cheat sheets into the Patreon for everybody to have. Hi Smithers. So I will put them in this week, and you'll be able to get them. No, listen, they're not mine. They're just pulled together from lots of other little resources. So I have no intentions of anybody having to pay for them. So it'll be a case of just clicking on the link and downloading them. And it's just a breakdown of the energy systems, how I put the energy systems together, the energy systems that I find work well. Let me see, I've got them printed out here. It's a little cheat sheet that I have, just like this. Yeah, so I'll stick those in the WhatsApp group and you can print them out. They're on my wall here all the time. Anyway, so you see that as we move through, we've got a down week, slight deload week where the volume more or less maintains, and then we've got 10 days, 11 days where we're away. And across those 11 days away, we have 17 sessions in Cormelinos, and we are planning on putting in our toughest week of work this cycle. And then we come back, we've got a week at home before she travels off to Singapore. Now, when we come back, the guys that are going to Limerick will have another week. Now, we come back on the 6th and they start racing on the 10th. So we come back on the Saturday, Sunday, and they start racing the following Thursday. So they head down to race then, and if we scroll down, you can see that's the Irish age groups. Where's it there? It's green right off the back. 3 days at home. Yellow is our training camp, and the green is Irish age groups. The second block of green is actually Irish age groups because it's our club. It's our club season plan. Obviously Danielle in there is going to be in Singapore, not in Dublin. But that's where we are. This season plan is fully adjustable. We scroll back to the other side. You see, I have test sets that I put in here. First 2 cycles of the year. I don't tend to do too much of them in the 3rd cycle. But we've got our band checks test, we got 30, 50, speed test, cold swims, high performance endurance test, and the efficiency test that we did in the 1st cycle. And we have competition start and end dates, we've got camp start and end dates. And those are the energy systems that I use. Like I said, this is fully customizable. You can go into a sandbox and you can change what energy systems you want to use and what test sets you want to do, and what sort of intensity you think those energy systems look at. And then the calculations are all done here. That gives us a nice thing. So if you like to look at this, then this is on my Patreon. I think it's also on Etsy. I'll try and find the link to it and put it out there too. And this is all, like I said, you can adjust everything in this, the dates, everything. Test sets come up in the red, the competitions come up in green, and the camp that we're going on comes up in yellow. So if this is something that interests you, just fire me a message and I'll fire it off to you, and you can have a little look at it too. So yeah, that is that. Anyway, so I'm not sure if I like this restream thing. I think it probably looks better your end. It's not just quite as um, it's not just quite as useful on my end because I can't see comments, which is a little bit annoying. You know, it's in fact, if I'm being entirely honest, it's massively annoying. So I don't know where the comments are, so I'll have to figure that out as well. I don't know if there even are any comments, so that's the other side of things. But anyway, I thought they'd be there, and they're really not. If you have any questions, I was going to say put them in there. If you have any questions, fire them into the WhatsApp, into the group chat, into the chat section. But like I said, I'm not sure that I can figure out where the chat section is. But anyway, listen, if you have any questions, fire them in anyway. I'm sure they'll pop up on my screen at some point. Don't forget to keep hitting that like. And yeah, let me know if you prefer this way or if you preferred the if you prefer this way or if you preferred the alternative way that we did it before. I quite like. I imagine this probably looks better for you guys. I wish I could see the chat. That's the only thing. I wish I could see the chat. And I'm sure there's something that I'm just not doing. I don't know what it would be. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure there's something that I'm just not seeing. It's quite annoying, but I'm sure I'll manage. I'm sure I'll manage. The other little bits. Let me see. Let's take some of this stuff. Yeah, we I said last week that I was hi guys. So I said last week that I'm trying very hard to find alternative ways to help, and I'm trying to find ways where we can add value to what we want to try and do. I have Patreon, and I have just, as you see down here, I have just joined Buy Me a Coffee, because I understand that the subscriptions are not always available for everybody. You know, so if you find any of the stuff that we put out on TikTok, or any of the stuff that we put on YouTube, or any of the blog presses that we are, the WordPress blogs that we put out, useful at all, some of the resources that are useful, then please feel free to scan that code down there, and every little bit helps. If you find anything that we put out there at all useful, any little help is always helpful. It helps me to continue to produce a little bit of information. It helps me to keep going day to day, which is nice. So, and equally, if you don't, then you just want to ask questions, just fire me the question, and we'll answer it to the very best of our ability. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So if you're able to buy me a coffee down there, you can scan that QR code and see how that goes. Let's see. There's other things. Oh yeah, I posted on TikTok yesterday that I'm really quite excited because we're trying to launch. I'm trying to launch this, and I say we. It makes me sound like I'm a much bigger organization than I am. The organization is effectively me. There is no we in this organization. There is just me. So I'm nearly finished the book. Nearly finished the periodization book. It's cunningly and very subtly entitled periodization, and I'm hoping that it'll be available just before the summer, so at the end of June. Time to help anybody who wants to plan their cycles and their seasons for next year. Hi guys, while we're here, can we smash that like button? Keep those likes coming in. Thank you. And 500 on, that's not too shabby. So Yeah, so the periodization book, hopefully it'll be out in time for people writing their season plan for next year. And listen, it's meant to be informative. It's meant to be light reading, really. It's not meant to be heavy going. So anybody who wants to, don't be put off, all right? Because I'm not, I'm just a swim coach. So um, once it's available, there'll be a link dropped, and if you're at all interested, brilliant. I'm also putting out sneak peeks on Patreon, which is Peter Hill Swimming on Patreon, and they are a couple of quid. Like I think £2 is the least I'm allowed to charge for stuff on Patreon, but whatever the least is, €2, maybe, I can't remember. That's what it is. It's the lowest number that I can possibly use. And once they're all sorted, the whole book will come out, and that'll be good to go. Also in September, I'm launching a little online coaching thing, and like I said yesterday, the plan is for it to be threefold. So I want it to be accessible. I want to try to help people swim better. Right? That's the bottom line. I want to help people swim better. So if I can help in any way I can, I generally speaking will try to do that. With that in mind, there are a lot of coaches out there. I say a lot. There's a fair few. Some of them are excellent. Some of them are really, really good. And some of them give you generic work, which works perfectly well. What I'm proposing is that I write a bespoke program for anybody who signs up, and we have an initial consultation. We talk about what you want, what your goals are, what your ambitions are, what you want to achieve from your swimming, and then I send you a benchmark test, and you take that benchmark. You can do it on your own and send me the results. You don't have to come to me to do it. And I use that to assign your energy system training intensities, your turnover times, target swim times. And we write the month's worth of sessions, maybe 16 sessions for the month. And then you send me back how you're getting on, and you can send it to me on a weekly basis, or you can send it to me on week 3 and let me know how you're getting on. And then we can, during your week 4, write the next block of lessons or the next block of sessions for you for the month 2. Adjust the turnover times if we need to, rerun the benchmark test so that we can see if there's progress, so we can see where we need to put a little bit more work in, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and we can make the entire thing work for you. And that's what it's about. It's about making the whole thing work for you. It's not my swimming, it's your swimming, and we want you to be better. We want you to improve. So that's in the pipeline. Hopefully will be launched in the middle of August, starting in September. Like I said, there's going to be a 3-pronged approach to this. The second one is just a generic one-time purchase, 8 weeks, I think, training program that'll get you into the best shape that you can possibly get in. And once you get it, it's yours. You can use it over and over and over. But there's no input from you. There's no coaching input. Once you have it, it'll be self-explanatory. You run with it, you race at the end of it, and you can use it again. And like I said, that's a one-off purchase. That's a one-off thing. And then the last thing is race analysis. Now, I have a race analysis that's available that people can buy, and they can do their own race analysis on for a couple of pounds. Like I said, it's not expensive. Or if you prefer, you can send me your races, nice clear videos with good lane line marking, so we can see what distances are, and we can see where you are in the race, identify which lane you're in, and I'll run an analysis on your race, come back to you with a few pointers or how I feel you can make some improvements. You can then take that to your coach, and you and your coach can discuss how you improve, or you and I can have a conversation and we can discuss how we think we can improve. There's no requirement for you to be coached by me for that service in any way. That's entirely open to anybody. Like I said, just send me a reasonably clear video that has lane line markings in it, and ideally so that I can see the start light, the strobe at the end of the lane. But if I can't see the strobe at the end of the lane, it's not the end of the world. And then if you have the link to the result, so we can see your official splits, and then we can make sure that we're actually running the analysis as accurately as possible. That's available to anybody. The link will be, I have a stand store, I think it's in the stand store, but there'll definitely be links in the social medias for all of that stuff. If you look at my LinkedIn, look at my link tree, all of that stuff is in there. So yeah, that's all coming online in September. Well, for September, so probably middle of August. And Adam, if you guys enjoyed your camp, looks like the weather was halfway decent over there. So yeah, that's coming in line. Start middle of August, so we get ready for start next season. And yeah, I think that's absolutely it. There's also the books, like I said, that we have the Mind Over Water book, which is a little mental tips for how you can overcome race nerves and goal setting stuff. Kids, a few people have come back to me after buying it and said that it really helped them. I've asked them to leave what do you call it? Feedback, reviews. Asked them to leave reviews on the Amazon page. So hopefully they've done that. I think it's got 4.5, 5 stars, which is nice. And then the other book is for master swimmers, the how to get back into master swimming if that's what we want to do, or how to improve your swimming as a master swimmer. That includes advice on nutrition, advice on kit, advice on how to go about setting your goals, how to be realistic, how to adjust your training to fit with your lifestyle. And it has a 12-week training program in there as well for everybody. So it's, like I said, it's like, I think it's like $15 or something on Amazon, and the links in the link tree. It's all there. And then I think the other thing that I want to show you guys is, let me see. The other thing I want to show you guys is, yes, let me see if I can get it up here. If we can get this going. There we go. So the last thing that I want to show you guys is this, which is the merchandise. We're in good merch, right? So merchandise. This is there's more stuff online here as we go. Got hoodies, t-shirts. We got we've got some pieces. I'm not going to scroll through all of it. Like, there's cups, there's glasses, there's hats, there's all sorts in there. So have a little look on that if you're interested. Like I said, it's reasonably priced. The t-shirts are good quality. This is one of my own eras. It's that one there. And the selection of color is huge. You can pick pretty much any color you want. And yeah, check it out. It's good stuff. Good quality stuff. It washes really well. It's nice. So check it out. Now, keep hitting that like button. All right, keep hitting the like button. The share button, I think, if we're sharing things, if you can share things, I'm not sure if you can. But if you can share stuff, then thank you. Thanks, Adam. And yeah, like I said, this dashboard here is I'm considering making this available as well. This is a training report, really, which I use as much as I can. It's automated, which is a little bit annoying because when I make it automated, it means I forget that I have to do certain things because it happens automatically. But yeah, it's fully automated. Danielle fills in her builds in her. Now, yeah, I just realized you're still looking at the other video. Yeah, change that. There we go. Yeah, that makes more sense now. The different thing that I'm talking about being on the screen makes much more sense. Ever the professional. So yeah, this is I'm thinking about making this available. What I'm thinking of doing is making the dashboard, just this sheet available, and then you can use it, but you'd have to input the data yourself. So you'd have to put the information in order for the sheet to populate the coding, and that would go in here. As you see, this is just a load of information in here. So there's a huge amount of information, and this is just this season. We have all of this from 2019, I think. So it all goes in there, but it's automatically done. So it comes in a form response, and it generates all of this automatically. And yeah, so I'm considering making this available. If I can figure out a way to make it available for people so they can use it, it would be for a one-to-one sort of person. And then, and like I said, you know, one-time purchase for that sort of stuff. It's just a Google sheet with a lot of calculations in the background. And yeah, all right, guys. Do more people in. 700 likes. Somebody must have been going crazy on the like button. Thank you. So yeah, so it would be useful for one person. If I can figure this out, hold on, let's see. This. I don't think I can. Not to worry. I have it. So I have it set so that if Danielle has her own, she has a little app that it's all linked to. So I think I showed you before that it's all linked into a little app that allows the athletes to do it on their phone. They go in and they log all of their wellness scores, all of their training impacts on their scores in there. So I'm considering two things. First of all, if there's an interest in it, putting this as a standalone dashboard that you can have a one-time purchase without doing all of the hours of work and I said hours, weeks, months of work to get it working. And then you can have it, you can use it with individual athletes. Or if clubs think that it would be useful, I have a system that I use with my guys that allows me to have multiple athletes on the same dashboard with this little drop down menu at the top here. There's only Danielle in this one, but yeah, you know, so you pick the athlete you want, and they all have access to an app. Now that would be a subscription service, because the reality is that I would have to host that, because it is a lot of information, and the app would require hosting. So but if there's an interest in that, then I have no problem putting something like that together for clubs. Make it a little bit more affordable than some of the other stuff that's out there. So that would be ideal. So yeah, the season plan is already out there somewhere, and yeah, there's all of those. Anyway, you just can let me know what you think of this streaming thing. Like I said, if you find anything that we posted, any of that stuff at all beneficial or at all useful, then scan the QR code there, and any sort of little help is massively appreciated. Even if it's just a cup of coffee, that would be perfect. So yeah, I think that's everything. Unless, like I said, I'll have to figure out how to do this properly. I think I quite like the interface for you guys. I think it looks a little bit more professional for you guys. I'll just have to figure out the best way to make it usable for me, which is less important, I guess. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody who joined us today. Thank you for the likes. I think we're getting up towards 800 likes, maybe more now. Hit that smash that like button if you haven't already, and let's see what we can do. All right, thank you very much, everybody who joined me today. I think it's not a huge number, but it's a fairly niche sort of thing. And if there's anything I can do, thank you. That's a follow. Thank you. Another follow. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And don't forget to share the profile. Check out the other socials. I think there's a scroll across the bottom there for Twitter, but we're on YouTube. It's What Are We Doing on YouTube as well. Check out Instagram. It's What Are We Doing 25. Yeah, so we're on everything. TikTok, obviously. Instagram, Facebook. We're across them all at the minute, so check them out. If there's any questions, drop me a message in any one of those platforms, and we'll get the message, and we'll get back to you. If you have any interest in any of the products that we're talking about, any of the services that we've been talking about today, then please just reach out to me and ask for more detail, and we can sort that out too. Anyway, I've been on lathering on for 45 minutes, so I think that's probably enough for today. Thank you very much. I will be back on next week. I'm probably going to try to come on here on Friday or Saturday, but we'll see. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll be live from Spain in the sun. So this background will change and become a little bit more fun. So anyway, thank you very much. I'm going to call it a day here, and we will